and welcome. My name is Harper, if you did not know, and today I'm gonna make for the first time in my life chicken street tacos with flour tortillas, all from scratch. I'm gonna make the chicken from scratch, and I'm gonna make a chicken from scratch because, you know, I didn't kill a chicken, but like, you know what I mean. I want to make the marinade and whatnot from scratch. I'm gonna make the tortillas from scratch. I know that like authentic straight tacos, which I really did try to copy as, you know, faithfully as possible, they do use corn tortillas. I just don't have corn or high grade corn that would make really good corn tortillas, and also I like flour tortillas better. So I did, you know, kind of tweak it, and I do apologize to any of the purists who just really are on the hill of you need to have corn tortillas with your street tacos. I do apologize. We are in the Midwest. But with that being said, everything else is coming from scratch. As a whole, I'm really trying to be as faithful as possible. But at the end of the day, there has to be a little bit of leeway because of just like where I live. Of course, this video will be showing you the ups, the downs, the successes, and the failures of me making tortillas and chicken for the first time in my life, filming it all at the same time. And of course, at the end of the video, I will be taste testing my creation and seeing, does it taste as amazing as I hope it will? Do I think that I did a good job? And of course, do I think, you know, it's worth you guys' time to use the recipes that I'm using, which will be in the description down below. But with that being said, let us begin. Okay, so let's start by first marinating the chicken, or I should say, getting the marinade ready. So first things first is probably looking at the recipe, because that is a very important step. So I'll put the chicken in the gallon bag after I first pour in, so here's the lime juice, and then we have the olive oil. We have our smashed up garlic, and then our cumin, and I'm using chipotle powder, I think. So it's a little bit to a lot different from ancho chili powder, but I'm hoping it'll still like give us like the seasoning we want. Hopefully it doesn't, you know, just completely ruin the dish. And then finally, we're gonna pour in our cilantro, and then some salt and pepper. So we got this cool new salt and pepper grinders, which I thoroughly love. They're not very interesting for everybody else, but I am loving them way too much. And then we're just gonna mix this all up. We have our gallon bag. And so I got just frozen chicken thighs. And so they're a little bit frozen still, just a tiny bit. And I feel like they'll probably defreeze the rest of the way in our like hour-long marinade. So I'm not gonna freak out a lot about that. And then let's just pour the marinade. Okay, so we have the marinade and the chicken. The battery died, so I'm not sure where we actually are in this process. But hopefully, you know, it recorded up to this point. But more or less, we have the chicken in its marinade. I've kind of, you know, massaged it in a little bit. It looks really good. The smell is pretty great, so I'm very excited, you know. Seasoning always makes things, you know, amazing. But more or less from there, I am going to toss this into the freezer for 1 hour or so. Let it really just like marinate and become delicious and amazing. And to do a little bit like, you know, behind the scenes action, aka just me telling you about what's happening, I will be, of course, cleaning up my kitchen and making the tortillas. So yeah. Okay, so we're back with the voiceover, because I feel like at this point I'm having a voiceover for every single one of my videos when it comes to, you know, making a meal for this series, because it's fun, it's easy, and it makes, you know, me happier when it comes to, you know, filming the actual thing. I apologize for the bad lighting. I was trying to figure out why it was so dark. I figured it out. You know, it does get fixed, but for now it's a little bit dark. But more or less from the actual, you know, me prepping and cooking process, I feel like I did a pretty good job for my first time making tortillas. I do feel like, oh, I'm so sorry for this really bad focusing job for my camera, but more or less, I do feel like I probably should have used some more flour when it comes to, you know, excess flour for kneading the dough out and whatnot, and the actual like pieces were pretty wonky. I feel like maybe I could have kneaded it a little bit more, but after that I feel like I did a pretty good job when it comes to making the tortillas for the first time. Of course I should do better next time, but as a whole I feel like I did a pretty great job. Hey, so we are back to the live filming. So I am heating up this, skillet. I also am heating up the griddle because, I don't have a grill, so we're using a griddle. And so we're gonna start making their tortillas. So we have them all kind of like smooshed up over here. So I'm just going to roll them out. I sadly don't have like a dowel rod. I know like dowel rods are like most effective, and your girl doesn't have one. They're quite small, but they're supposed to be like, small taco size tortillas. So I think we're okay actually with this size. I'm just going to roll it out a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good. I feel like that's a good, can't really see that, but that's a good size. So I'm going to just pour in just a little oil. The first one down. There we go. So while that goes, I'm going to kind of continue making the tortillas. I need to start, really like getting this down. This is the first one, so it can be a little bit horribly done if it has to be. So I'm probably just going to speed this up, go through the process of making these. You probably don't want like, 5 minutes of me doing this. So from there, everything's working out pretty well. I'm really, really excited. I am incredibly hopeful. But yeah, so I'm just going to speed it up. So we have the griddle ready. We actually have all of our little tortillas right here. They look pretty great. If I say to myself, if this actually will focus, I'm not sure if it actually focused or not, but they look pretty great and they taste okay. They don't taste really, they don't taste amazing, but my first time making tortillas, I feel like it is a pretty great first try. Let's start pulling out the chicken and putting it down. Okay, so we have our chicken cooking. So I'm just gonna let it, go for 7 or 8 minutes and then we'll flip it. So far, pretty great. My hand is killing me. I really did burn it. So that's great, good for me. I'm very smart. But after that, I am very, very excited. And yeah, I am just overjoyed. I think this is gonna work out really, really well. I have a lot of very high hopes. The chicken has been cooking for, around like 14, 15 minutes. I flipped it once, and they're looking pretty great. Oh, sadly, some of them don't have, oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Sadly, some of them don't have the amazing, like, griddle marks as these do, but as a whole, I think they look pretty great. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn off the stove, and we're going to start, taking them off. After this, I'm going to let them rest for like 5 minutes. And then I'm going to go and just cut them in, like small pieces, dice them up. I probably won't film that part because this is a very, very long process. And honestly, I'm getting very tired. But they will be done. You will see that. But so far, they look pretty great. I am very, very excited. And yeah, let's see how they actually taste. Okay, so we were finally at the last step, and I figured out why my camera is being weird. So, we're back to having, hopefully lighter footage. We're going to first grab a tortilla. They're still pretty warm. I think I want to have 3. I feel like 3 is a good number for the beginning. And then we have our chicken. So, I'm just going to pour some in. Try to get as much as possible, but I'm also thinking about the fact that we do have toppings too. Now, sadly, I don't have avocado. We do have avocados in the house, but they have not ripened up enough, so I mistimed that. But we do have some onions, and most importantly, some cilantro. So I'm going to take a picture of this for my Instagram, and then I will get back to you and we'll see how it tastes. We have a taco right here, so let's see how it tastes. Okay, so I've had some of the tacos and let us talk about them. I am blown away. Like, this has been such an incredible dish. Like, I can't fully put into words how happy I am right now, but I'm really, really happy. I'm also a little worried that I have cilantro on my teeth, so if you see something green, I apologize, but this was so good. Let's talk about why I'm so happy. So number one, the chicken was perfectly cooked. It was not, raw at all. It was not dry at all. It was just perfectly juicy and tender, and it tasted amazing. The marinade was incredible. Even if it wasn't like, the exact same thing that the recipe wanted me to do, I thought it was like very, very flavorful and a little hot. It was just really, really good. When I had the chicken by itself, I was a little worried because it was very overpowering. But then like you put them like in the tortillas, which are very just like a neutral flavor, and then put some of those like slightly sweet but also acidic onions, and of course the beautiful cilantro, and all together everything like built on each other. It complemented the seasoning of the chicken, and it also like dampened the overpowering taste of it, so it really like just came together incredibly well. And of course the tortillas, even though they definitely did not taste like really, really good high grade tortillas, and they didn't like look like them really. They kind of look like pita bread actually, honestly. They're a little bit thick, but they weren't like at all like too thick. They weren't doughy. They were perfectly cooked. They were tender, and honestly, even though they weren't really, really good tortillas, they were 100% better than anything I've gotten in the store before, like ever. Like, these are incredible. I think I will only make tortillas from scratch now. Like, they were that good. Again, like, everything just came together perfectly. Like, I can't really describe how amazing they were. I think the only issue I really did have was they did get a little dry because they were like enveloped in a tortilla. So I did put on some Greek yogurt, and of course if you use like crema, I think like they would be incredible. Again, like, the chicken was very juicy, but with a tortilla they get a little dry. Honestly, as I said before, this was just really, really good. And like, this is coming from like a Midwestern girl who has never been to South America or Mexico before. I have gone to some great authentic Mexican restaurants before, and they were amazing, but I haven't gone to like real authentic, like, like on the southern border kind of deal. So like, from there, I think they were really, really good. I really liked them. I thought that they were incredible. And with that being said, when it comes to my rating, 1 out of 10, 1 being they were terrible, I came and finished on them, 10 being they were amazing, they blew me away, I want to have them again and again and again, I'm giving this a solid 10. I think they're perfect. Could I make them better? Honestly, of course, yes, second time, third time, like, as you continue making a great dish, you will make it better and better and better as, like, you become more used to the recipe and, like, what you're doing. But for a first time try, this blew it out of the water. I absolutely loved it. And of course, with that being said, the 2 recipes that I did use for the chicken, and then of course for the tortillas, I will have in the description down below, so check it out there. But from there, I hope you guys like this video. Of course, if you did, click that like. If you want to see more from what, just subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I will say time, and as usual, goodbye.